guys, welcome back to Hike Oregon. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about the gear that I bought because of YouTube. As we know, you can go down a serious rabbit hole when it comes to backpacking and hiking gear on YouTube. So many gear reviews and so many great and experienced people that are reviewing amazing gear, and it just makes you want to buy it, right? I have definitely gone down that rabbit hole, so today I will be talking about some of the gear items that I have purchased because of YouTube, and if they worked for me or if they didn't work for me. I've also included some YouTube friends in this video, and they too are going to talk about some gear that they purchased because of YouTube. First of all, I wanted to start with this shirt. This is the Columbia PFG button-down sun shirt. It is awesome. I bought this because I saw it in one of Dixie's Homemade Wanderlust. She wore this shirt on her, I believe, PCT trip, and I absolutely thought this shirt was awesome. I was like, I need one of those, so I decided to try it out for my PCT section hike, and I fell in love with it. I backpack with this all the time now. I absolutely love it, and I wear it all the time. Another piece of gear I bought because of YouTube is the Ghost Whisperer jacket. If you've been watching my channel, you probably saw my comparison video on that jacket. That jacket did not work for me at all. I hated the cut. I didn't like the craftsmanship of it. I thought it looked really cheap. The stitching, the feathers, I don't know. I just think that jacket is a little bit overrated. So that is a piece of gear I bought because of YouTube that did not work out for me.
I want to show you two pieces of gear that I found on YouTube, and I was like, I'll try those out for myself. The first one, it's compacted, deflated. It's a sleeping pad called the NeoAir X-Lite. And the numbers look great on paper. I mean, it's 2.5 inches thick, so you're not going to feel the ground. It's inflatable, so you can compact it really small. I got the long version, which is about a pound, so pretty light. And it's 77 inches long and 25 inches wide. So myself at 6'3", I fit. Now, the reason why it doesn't work super great for me, and I know a lot of AT thru hikers love these things, is because I just don't sleep super great on the ground. I've been sleeping in my hammock a lot more. But one thing that does help me a lot is these super cheap, like $15 Amazon Trekology pillows. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. I like to keep this one between my legs, and I have another pillow under my head, and it just keeps my knees from pushing together, and I sleep a lot more comfortably. So hopefully this helps you.
Hi everyone, my name is Amy Rout. So I'm here to talk about gear that I bought because of YouTube. Now, people who know me know that I don't buy gear very often, but I did buy a couple things to prep for a longer trip this year. One of those gear items is the Canuck Vecto 2-liter water container, and I absolutely bought this because I saw it on YouTube. I was looking into changing up my water filtration system, and I immediately thought of this to use with my Sawyer Squeeze. I believe it is a very popular option on YouTube to use with the Sawyer Squeeze, and it also has a different thread on here that you could use with the Be-Free filter as well. I've brought this on a couple trips for me, and it's been working out well. It is also pretty light at 2.6 ounces, so I really have no complaints. I am a fan of my old pump filter, but it is on the heavier side, even though filtering water is so much faster, but decided to do a compromise this year and try this with the Sawyer Squeeze rather than the Sawyer Mini that I used to have. So I will be continuing to use this, and I'm actually bringing this on the JMT. I hope it continues to work for me, and I'm pretty sure that it will, but more experience with it will really tell. Thank you for listening, everybody, and that is the piece of gear that I bought because of YouTube.
So one of the things that I saw on YouTube and purchased was the Sawyer Mini. This guy right here. It does work well as a water filter, and it is light, but the flow rate is way too slow. It did not work for me. So I eventually got the regular size Sawyer, which is only $10 more, and the weight is very minimal and the flow rate is amazing. So the thing I found on YouTube that did work for me, I love it. It's by Helicon-Tex out of Poland. It's called the Foxtrot MK2 belt rig. It's this thing I'm wearing right here. I'm going to turn around so you can see the full thing. The only thing that did not come with this setup is these gloves did not come with the setup, of course my knife, and then also these little side Malay pouches on each side. Those were in addition to it, but the main rig did. And you can put your water bottles on either side here, bungee them on. It's got bungee on the top where you can stick a jacket, and it also has some underneath straps on the bottom of the rig here where you can put another jacket, your poles, maybe a tarp, something to lash to take along with you. There are multiple pockets in it. It's a very nice piece of equipment, and it did work out for me.
Hey Franziska, you asked me what things I have bought off of YouTube that I just wish I wouldn't have spent the money on. And I really had to think long and hard about it, but when I really thought about it, it was easy. It was this little orange guy right here. It's a Sea to Summit Hot Lips. It's just a little silicone thing that you take and you put it on a cup like this. You just set it over the edge. And the idea is that when you put this on here, it's just going to make it easier to drink hot beverages with your pot. And in essence, yeah, that's not a bad idea. But all I do with my pot is boil water. And I've got an actual cup that I drink out of. I never actually eat out of my pot or drink out of my pot. It's literally just for hot water. And because of that, I find myself never, ever using this thing. I mean, it's nice in thought because you've got the ability to drink out of it, but honestly, that was like $7 I'll never get back because I never, ever use these things. Now, the item that I really like, I actually got off of a Darwin video where he was talking about budget gear. And it was this little guy right here. This is the BRS stove. I really like this. It was only $17, and it has performed crazy good for me. I remember watching the video and thinking, there's no way something that costs $17 is ever going to be something I'd want to spend my money on. But this little guy has proved me wrong. It weighs in under an ounce, and it's just super easy to set up. I have a pocket rocket too. I have some alcohol stoves and things like that, but nothing is as easy to use as this guy right here. And so probably some of the best money I've ever spent in my life was on this little stove right here. Thank you, Darwin. Great video. Your budget gear has always been great knowledge for me. So yeah, the BRS, fantastic stove.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below if you have gear that you purchased because of YouTube. I'd love to hear if you still use it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next adventure.